So Carson Beck would throw not one,
for Tony.
Not two,
It's underthrown.
not three,
Going downfield.
but four, technically five
Will throw. Gets rid of it quickly, and it is almost.
interceptions against Louisville. But it's not what he did on the field that we're going to talk just about, but what happened after the game on this episode of Coach 'em Up, Nick.
Coach 'em up, Nick. Coach 'em up, Nick. Coach 'em up, Nick. Get your mind right.
All right, so I want to talk about Carson Beck. Now, like I said, 4, technically 5 interceptions is not the best game for a quarterback. But let's talk about how he bounces back after each throw, but more so how he bounces back after the whole game, because this says a lot about a quarterback who is the team's leader. Especially in football, you start and end every play. So for you, it says a lot on how you talk about how you handle adversity. In this case, a very bad loss, which had not the best performance from him himself. So let's start off with the interceptions first.
On the mark for Carson Beck and C.J. Daniels. Beck to throw again. Stepping up, and now taking a deep shot, going for Tony. And it's picked off. Intercepted by Antonio Watts.
So for my football people, the first one, he kind of threw into a little bit of coverage. He tried to overthrow to get his receiver, but it got picked off. Now, we're not going to see too much on the video clip of what exactly is going to happen regarding him because it's the first one. But let's skip ahead a little bit. Now, this is the second pick, and we're going to see how he acts afterwards.
Multiple audibles checking here. Play clock down to 3. Pump fake. Beck looking long. It's underthrown. And it's intercepted again, this time Jabari Mack. 2 interceptions in the last 2 possessions thrown by Carson Beck.
So he looks a little dejected on this one. He kind of looks like, okay, I threw another one. His face obviously looks not happy about that. And he's definitely going to get an earful from the sideline from the coach. But in psychology, we do something called refocus cues. It's basically meant to anchor yourself back to the moment because obviously something bad or something you didn't want to happen just took place, but we need to get rid of that. And people say you should have a football memory because in football, there's plays constantly happening over and over, and you make mistakes. So in this case, it literally means you need to have football memory, but that's easier said than done. And like I mentioned, he's a quarterback. He's the focal point of the offense, focal point of the team. So everything ends and starts with him. So him walking off, he looks pretty straightforward, but you know there's 2 more to come, technically 3, but the one got called back. So let's look at the one that cost them the game.
First down at the 31. It would be about a 49-yard attempt from here for the Canes. And Beck will throw. Gets rid of it quickly, and it is almost picked off. It is! It's intercepted! T.J. Capers looked like it was tipped at the line, and Beck throws his 4th pick of the game. And
So that was a good interception. He did everything in his power to grip it with his fingers. So as a former DB, that's a good interception. We see Carson Beck. He has his hands on his head. You can tell the 4th time this has happened and it cost him game. He's definitely going to show emotion. Now, you can say, oh, he's frustrated. The game is over pretty much. They're not coming back from this. The coach is frustrated. Refocus cues ain't going to help you here. So that's why I want to go to the end of the game in the conference where he talks about how he felt, how the game went.
With the route and what we were doing. So, just sort of ran the route wrong, and I went to go throw it because we're hot off of pressure. And again, he made a good play on it. So, but it definitely didn't help that we ran the wrong play.
So have you ever heard the expression, we win together, but we lose alone? And that's usually said because usually when you're the captain, the coach, the leader, you tend to get all the praises throughout the team, the fans, everyone gets the praise when you win. But when you lose, it's just you. Or even the great JFK, he said, victory has 100 fathers, but defeat is an orphan. In this case, he should have been that orphan. He should have been the one taking the blame. Talk about leadership. I know in the college football 26 game has a leadership or morale for the team. This might affect that because he didn't blatantly just say, oh, it's his fault, he cost us the game, but he made sure to divide that blame just a little bit. And as a guy who runs his own company, I have to be a leader for numerous people. This is something I have to deal with too. And I'm not faulting Carson Beck for necessarily saying it per se, because it's hard. You're the face of this team. They're asking these hard-hitting questions. You just lost a game that was very winnable even after the numerous interceptions. But as a leader, you have to be able to understand, despite how I may feel in this moment, I got to say, put that down and make sure the team is first, because they're the guys who have to protect you. They're the ones who have to catch the ball from you. They're the ones who have to stop the other team from scoring so you don't have to score 1,000,000 points. So was this the best choice of words? Definitely not. He tried to dissipate it where it wasn't straight up not my fault, which is a slippery slope because it still can come off as, well, I didn't do it. He should have ran the right route. We had a better play made up and it didn't get affected. So by diverting the blame a little bit away from himself, it's probably still not a good move. So once again, refocus cues can only do so much. You can see that he tried to get back to it, and that's what you're supposed to do. Football memory, next play, next play. But eventually it starts eroding when you keep doing the error that's frustrating you. And then when you literally lose the game because it happens, and then you therefore blame someone else, this is not what we look for when it comes to mental performance, right? We want to be able to be as stoic as possible. It doesn't mean you can't show emotion, because it's an emotional game. You're getting beat up physically and also mentally because you just lost. Undefeated season gone, ranking going down. So Carson Beck, stay up, try to bounce back next game. You can obviously still go to the playoffs. The season is not over, and that's a refocus cue to go through the whole team. You guys have more games to play. It's only halfway through the season. So with that being said, get your mind right.